Power just went out.
Hurricane Milton showing its strength for those that stayed in the Sunshine State.
I think the biggest piece, if we can just get those prayers for, safety and this thing moves quickly across the state and into the Atlantic, that is wonderful. Yep.
The Arthur family is hunkered down at their home in Sarasota, right in the path of the Category 3 storm. They're 10 miles away from the Gulf and not in an evacuation zone. Just part of the reason they chose to stay.
Looking at the construction of our home, we're not in the flood zone. The closest shelter is actually our children's elementary school, and they're a block away. So all of those factors started to come into play that we felt quite safe in our home.
If we lived in a much older home and we didn't feel safe, then, we would have had to make some different plans.
Relying on the high wind sustaining roof and also hurricane shutters, they've stocked up on food and water, have the bathtub filled to flush toilets, and also have the generator ready to go if the power stays off.
We have everything that we can at this point, and if we're uncomfortable with no power, then so be it. But as long as that roof stays on, we're going to be all right.
Hurricane Milton has potential to be one of the strongest storms in 100 years, making the decision to stay or go a tough one.
I'm a Florida native, so when you hear those words, it's certainly not something to take lightly. So, we did have that conversation just yesterday. Do we make a different plan? Should we evacuate?
Well, ultimately, the Arthurs say evacuating isn't as easy as it seems, especially with little to no gas and a traffic nightmare.
And when you go to a shelter, you have to take all your own bedding and food, and there's nothing for the kids to do. It's very hard.